Oh, hello there. Thanks for coming over. This is a little video about the Galatians, the Celtic people who invaded into Anatolia in the Hellenistic period. Got a range of figures here. I'll just give you a little bit of a potted history of them, and then I'm going to talk about the actual figures from some of my favourite companies and see what you think. So essentially the Galatians were people who originated in southern France and migrated initially through Thrace and then into Anatolia in around 278 BC. Initially they were confronted, they sort of arrived during all the turmoil of the Hellenistic period, the wars of the Diadochi, and so initially they were confronted by Antigonus Gonatas and defeated soundly by him and his armies. Soon thereafter they joined in the Bithynian Civil War, and allegedly 20,000 of them were recruited by one of the brothers fighting in that contest for control of Bithynia. After that they raided many of the Greek cities along the coast of Anatolia, the west coast of Anatolia particularly. Later on the Seleucid Empire found them such a nuisance they ended up building a huge series of forts to try to contain the Galatians in central Anatolia. They raided after that Bithynia again, Pontus, and then came up against the increasing power of Pergamon in northwestern Anatolia. And in 235 BC they fought against Attalus the first of Pergamon and were defeated by him. They were widely used as mercenaries in many of these armies that were fighting out in Anatolia. Probably the most notable and lasting effect of their presence was the adoption of their thurio-style shields, so large oval shields, by a lot of the Hellenistic armies. So the thurio-phoroi and the thoracitai big important units, and very widely used in all the Hellenistic armies, and they really derived from contact with these guys. Later on they encountered the Romans as Rome started to exert its influence in that part of the world. So 189 BC, Gnaeus Manlius also defeated them, and by 64 BC they became a client state of Rome. So there you go, there's my short and potted history of the Galatians of Anatolia. Let's talk about some of these figures first. So let's focus on these guys. Let's get them off and then we'll just go small groups at a time so I can zoom in on them and highlight a few features. I might start with the Adjamat guy. I can't remember if I've shown him before already. That's the leader on being held aloft on the shield. Very cool figure. A little bit tricky to assemble. They're all metal. But yeah, I've found that to be very satisfying. Beautiful figure from Adjamat Miniatures, now available through Footsore. Let's go to some of the earlier kit bashed ones. I did a variety of different manufacturers involved there. He's an Aventine. Let's see who else we got. I might go. Speaking of Aventine, there's another one. And then I'll put up a few fairly random guys. He is from Warlord Games, and he's a War Games Atlantic. And then a couple of groups I just wanted to show and highlight from a couple of my favourite companies. So this would be Jada Miniatures here in Australia, who do these excellent, they do both fully formed figures but also torsos. So this one is a torso, so I've used spare bits from other kits for the head and the arms for that guy. He's a fully formed one, and this guy, yeah, he was a torso as well. So it gives you a great opportunity to not waste all your leftover bits and be pretty creative. I'm enjoying them, so they're available on their website. I'll put a link to that if you're interested in getting some of them. They're pretty cheap, and they work well with Victrix bits and Warlord Games bits and so forth. But ultimately, probably the star of the show would be the V&V Galatians. They're actually not specifically designed as Galatians, as Gauls, but I've used them in this way. Painted them with the blue and white predominantly, seem to be the favoured colour schemes for the Galatians, and made those little sort of dioramas with the mushrooms and stuff, which I'm pretty happy with. The only thing I've modified is that cape is a War Games Atlantic cape. I just wanted one to have a little bit of difference. The rocks are actually a bit of bark from a tree. Little ferns, you can get them from, who makes them? Can't remember the company now. You get them in a small packet with about 40 or so. They're paper. You sort of shape them to how you require them. So there you go, beautiful Gauls. There's Galatians from V&V, and particularly them, and Jada Miniatures. There are some companies that do make dedicated Gauls, so particularly New Line, which I've enjoyed their stuff recently, the Indians. They do make dedicated Galatian metal ones, so I'm definitely going to get some of them down the track. Also, I think Relic in Canada do Galatians. They're always a little bit slim and a bit small for my tastes, but they're nice figures nonetheless. So there you go. I hope you like that little brief zoom around with the Galatians of Central Anatolia, ferocious, smelly Gaul varieties who are good at fighting the Hellenistic armies. So pretty cool if you're into that era. Okay, good. All the best. I'll be back soon with another massive video.